why did I get a 340i instead of an M340?
Now, a lot of you guys might think it's because I'm broke, and you wouldn't be too wrong, but let's just scratch that. But even though a lot of people think the M340 is actually better, I'll be telling you guys why the 340 is actually the better choice. So the first and most obvious reason is going to be the price of this car. You can pick up a nice 340 for about $10,000 less than you can pick up an M340 for. Like, I picked up my 340, which has xDrive, for about $8,000 cheaper than the nearest M340. And that's for a first gen M340. So if you want to get the newer M340, which is like 2023 and up, this car is about like 20 grand cheaper than that. And for me, that makes a lot of sense because I definitely want to mod this thing. And I'd much rather use that 8K I saved to get a ton of parts for this thing. And even though a stock M340 is beating a 340 in a race any day, with that extra money you save buying one of these, you could use about a quarter of it and be gapping any stock M340. And the second reason is right under the hood. The 340 still comes with a B58, which is the same exact engine that's found in an M340. And yeah, even though this B58 is a little less powerful than the one that comes in the M340, it's still a B58, so there's not much else to explain. There's a reason why people love the B58 so much, and that's because of its tunability and its reliability. And if you can get the same engine in a car that's almost $10,000 cheaper, I honestly don't see the reason why you wouldn't do it. Now, the third reason I got a 340 is actually because of its interior. Now, this reason is a lot less talked about, but personally, I feel like the 340's interior feels a lot nicer than the M340. Now, just take a good look at this interior and then compare it to this. Personally, I'd say that the 340's interior feels a lot more luxury, while the interior on the M340 feels kind of soulless. And I actually test drove a few M340s, and those interiors just felt so plain, and even my dad compared it to kind of like a new Volkswagen type of interior. Don't get me wrong, it's still super nice, but the one on the 340 just feels so much nicer, and again, it feels a lot more luxurious. But take this reason with a grain of salt, because everybody's opinion is different. Now, another reason I got the 340, and this ties back to the financial aspect, is that this car's insurance is a lot less than the M340. And for a 17-year-old driver in California, that makes a massive difference to me. And it's mostly young people that likes these type of cars. So if you're debating between the M340 and one of these, the insurance on this will be drastically cheaper. And now that we're back here already, let's just take a minute to appreciate how good this car looks. And that's gonna be my segue into the fifth reason of why I bought this car. I personally feel that this car is a lot more aggressive looking than the M340. Not only from the rear end, but especially from the front. And if you get a lip on this thing, lower it and get new wheels, get a different diffuser, and some side skirts, this thing just ends up looking amazing. And you'll still have money left over for more mods. And another thing that I like about this car is that it kind of resembles an F30 M3, where the M340 doesn't look anything like the G80. It just looks like a whole other car in my opinion. Now I think the only thing left is to take this thing on a drive. The BMW chime on this car compared to my E92 is so much nicer. I hated the one that was on my E92. Even though this thing's stock, this thing's already super fast. Personally, I have the xDrive, which has a 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, but the rear wheel drive is still pretty fast, with about a 4.8 seconds 0 to 60. And yeah, even though that's slower than the M340, which has I think about a 4.1, 4.2 seconds 0 to 60, you're still saving 10 grand on this car compared to the M340. And with about 2 grand of bolt-ons onto this car, you might have a 0 to 60 in the high 3s. And obviously the biggest reason of getting this car compared to the M340 is the price point of this thing. You're getting a very similar amount of car with the same exact engine basically for almost 10 grand cheaper. And oh my God, is this thing fast compared to my 328. This thing's not even comparable to my 328i. This thing's just a completely different car, so much faster. The only thing I think the 328 might be better at is handling. But obviously this video isn't for comparing the 340 to my 328. Because personally, I don't think there's a world where any of those should be compared in the slightest. Because this thing just blows it out of the water. But yeah, guys, when it comes to the bang for your buck, this car is so much better than the M340. And that's its biggest argument for being better than the M340. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy that, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.